Here they come. They're off and pacing. Fun Legacy and Art drive out for the lead. Now moving up on the outside is Anticipating. Idle Halsey left from the outside looking for an early spot, and Rodney Marsh neatly ducks him in third. Back to fourth is Art Koch racing in fifth. 2.5 back to Cy Scooter sixth. Brooklet's Chansey seventh. Brooklet's Shalako at the end. 8 pacers for tonight's first race. Move on to the backstretch. Anticipating in control. Racing in second. Fun Legacy. It's a 2-length gap. Idle Halsey third. Another 2 back to Art in fourth. Koch a strong fifth. There goes Brooklet's Chansey moving up on the outside sixth. Cy Scooter on the inside seventh. Trailing the field, Brooklet's Shalako. They've paced 3/8 of a mile. Anticipating going along comfortably uncontested on the front end. Leads a length and a half. Racing in second, Fun Legacy. There goes Idle Halsey taking out of third. On the outside, Koch moves up with cover fourth. Art saves ground fifth. The opening quarter was in 30-1, the half in 59-2. Around the far turn, Anticipating keeps the lead a length and a half. Idle Halsey on the outside comes on second. Fun Legacy, no place to go on the rail. Third on the outside, Koch getting set to go 3 wide fourth. Art towards the inside fifth. Brooklet's Chansey third over sixth, and he's 5 from the leader. Then on the outside, Brooklet's Shalako seventh. Cy Scooter trails. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Your leader by 2 is Anticipating. In between horses, Idle Halsey racing second. Here comes Koch out in the center of the track third. Fun Legacy looks for racing room fourth. Along the inside, Art fifth. On the far outside, closing ground, Brooklet's Chansey. And here comes Fun Legacy with a rush. That's Fun Legacy now getting the lead. Anticipating racing second. Art is third. Fun Legacy draws off to win by almost 2. Anticipating second. Koch may have been up for third over Art. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Mucho Lido left for the lead. In between horses, Fly With Me drives up towards the inside. First Blood came away well. Captain Fella from the center of the track now rushes up, and they battle for the lead and position. That's Fly With Me now moving up to take the lead. Fly With Me dives over to the rail, the lead a length and a half. Racing in second, First Blood. Mucho Lido tucked in third. Captain Fella's hung on the outside fourth. He's going to be out there for a long time. On the inside, Wham Gorilla holds in fifth. Racing in sixth. That's EA's Flash. Slumlord trails the field. The opening quarter was timed in 30 seconds flat on the mid-back stretch. Flyaway, that's Fly With Me, now leads by almost 3. Towards the inside, First Blood second. Captain fell out there third. Mucho Lido, no place to go fourth. Wham Gorilla on the inside, no place to go fifth. The Ace Flash sixth. Slumlord on the move from last, and he's 7 lengths from the leader. They race by the half-mile pole in 59-3. Around the far turn, Flyaway keeps the lead. Racing in second, that's First Blood. Mucho Lido just begging for racing room third, and now First Blood is racing wide on the turn, and that's good news for Mucho Lido because Morgan slips him through, and he's just motoring to the front, and now First Blood appears to be in distress as they turn for home. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Fly With Me on the inside. Here comes Mucho Lido on the outside to challenge second. Wham Gorilla racing in third, and fourth position in the lane is EA's Flash. Coming down to the final 3/16, and now Mucho Lido clears by a length and a half. Fly With Me trying to fight back second. Wham Gorilla third. Slumlord fourth, but still 5 lengths from the leader. Your leader, Mucho Lido. Here comes Wham Gorilla now on the outside. It's Wham Gorilla on the outside. Mucho Lido on the inside coming on. Wham Gorilla, Mucho Lido. Here comes Wham Gorilla at the wire. Mucho Lido second. Slumlord third. Here they come. They're often pacing. Satanic Cold out sharply along the rail for the lead. Towards the inside, Beppy Skipper came away. Driving from the center of the track is Fox Valley Gringo third. On the inside, Duo Ace fourth. Menace to Society came away fifth. 2 lengths back, Tanner B Racing sixth. Flawless Robbie seventh. Hightailed Henry eighth, and the early trailer is Broadway Delivery. They move on to the backstretch, and Fox Valley Gringo now is in control. Leads a length and a half. Racing in second, Satanic Colt. In third position, Beppy Skipper. The quarter was timed 31 seconds flat. Driving from second, Satanic Colt says, I want the lead back, and Satanic Colt reclaims the lead. Fox Valley Gringo second by 4. Beppy Skipper trying to close the gap third, not doing much of that right now. Then another 3 back to Duo Ace in fourth. Menace to Society on the rail fifth. Hightailed Henry moving up without cover sixth. Towards the inside, Tanner B no place to go seventh. Broadway Delivery gains ground eighth. Flawless Robbie at the end. Halfway home in 102 flat, less than a half mile the pace in the race. Satanic Colt leads a length and a quarter. Fox Valley Gringo drives from second. On the inside, saving ground third is Duo Ace. Make that on the inside. Beppy Skipper now third. Racing up on the outside fourth as they turn for home comes Duo Ace. They've reached the top of the stretch. Fox Valley Gringo on the outside. On the inside, Satanic Colt. Duo Ace gains ground in third, and now Marsh tips him 3 off the rail. Beppy Skipper along the inside comes on fourth. Hightailed Henry on the far outside fifth, looking for Racing Room. Menace to Society, and he has a lot of pace if Heitman can find a seam, and now here they come. Final eighth of a mile for Satanic Colt. Menace to Society now picks up the chase second, in between horses coming on is Tanner B with Beppy Skipper along the rail. Satanic Colt still has the lead, and Satanic Colt will win by almost 2. Tight for second. We're going to call it Menace to Society over Beppy Skipper. Tight for second. Here they come. They're often pacing. Larky out sharply for the lead. Lady Maryland left with Leon Hanover along the rail coming away third. Cat's Eye got away fourth with Marengo E fifth, and the early trailer is Stormy Winray. Compact field of 6 move around the first turn and on to the backstretch. Larky is in control by 2, racing second, Lady Maryland. Leon Hanover third, Cat's Eye fourth, Marengo E fifth, and Stormy Winray is the trailer. Scott Robbins has Larky up top by a length and a half as they roll by the quarter in 30 2/5. On the mid-backstretch, Larky a length and a half, Lady Maryland second, a length and 3/4. Leon Hanover racing third, Cat's Eye is fourth. In fifth position, Marengo Eve. Stormy Winray trails. No change in position. They'll go to the half, same way they pass the quarter. Larky up top, uncontested on the front end. She leads a length and a half. Lady Maryland gets a golden trip tonight, second. Leon Hanover third. Cat's Eye is fourth. First to pull fifth is Marengo Eve, and right behind her, sixth is Stormy Ray. That's Stormy Winray at the end. They're halfway home in a minute flat. Midway on the turn, Larky leads a length and a half. Lady Maryland second a length. Marengo Eve gains ground without cover on the outside third. Stormy Winray behind her in fourth. Towards the inside, Leon Hanover fifth. Cat's Eye's been shuffled to last, and now McGee tips her to the outside. 3 on the inside, 3 on the outside as they turn for home. Larky cuts the corner, 2 on top. On the outside, Marengo Eve trying to come on second. Lady Maryland along the inside needs to do a bit more in third. Leon Hanover no place to go fourth. On the outside in fifth comes Cat's Eye. Final eighth of a mile for Larky. Lady Maryland's trying to get out second. Racing in third on the outside of horses Marengo Eve. Your leader is Larky. Here comes Lady Maryland on the outside. Lady Maryland on the outside. Maybe. Can't split them. Lady Maryland maybe. Over Larky, it's tight. Leon Hanover, 5-year-old mare by Masquerade of the Thorpe Messenger mare, Chancey Louisa. In the upcoming fifth race, no changes. Post. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Ashley's Delight left well for the lead. There goes It's a Rorty driving up second. Towards the inside, Baker Bell came away third. Doran's Little Star settles in fourth. Holding the inside fifth is Jake's Coco. Lake Hill Shar parked and moving up on the outside sixth as Morgan looks to get her to the rail. Then on the inside, it's Anxious Blaze seventh. 3 lengths back to Amy to Please. LD's LC is the trailing filly. They're on to the backstretch, and Ashley's Delight takes out of second to challenge It's a Rorty for the lead, and Ashley's Delight now sweeps up to take the lead. Quarter 30 and 1/5. Ashley's Delight leads. There goes Lake Hill Shar fourth, third, now second. Lake Hill Shar just rolling to the front end. They've paced 3/8 of a mile, and Lake Hill Shar sweeps up to take the lead. Ashley's Delight racing second and third position. It's a Rorty, Baker Bell tucked in fourth. Doran's Little Star fifth. On the outside, Anxious Blaze looking for cover sixth. Towards the inside, Jake's Coco shuffled seventh. Amy to Please eighth, and LD's LC still can see them all. Halfway home in 59 and 1. In the final 3/8 of the mile, Lake Hill Shar is drawn away by 4. Ashley's Delight on the chase second by 2. It's a Rorty racing third. Baker Bell's about to pull from fourth. On the outside, Anxious Blaze needs to do more in fifth. Doran's Little Star, no place to go. Sixth, they turn for the money. Your leader, Lake Hill Shar by 2. Ashley's Delight getting set to come out for the drive in second. It's a Rorty racing third and fourth position in the lane. Comes Baker Bell. Then it's Doran's Little Star, followed by Jake's Coco. Final 1/8 of a mile for Lake Hill Shar. She leads by 2. Here comes Ashley's Delight charging up on the outside second. Ashley's Delight now on the outside gets the lead. Lake Hill Shar racing second. Ashley's Delight in front. Lake Hill Shar second. Doran's Little Star third. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Sunbell Robbie left sharply for the lead on the inside. Carolina Kitty came away well. Angel Baby from the center of the track is caught 3 wide into the first turn. Sunbell Robbie trying to get to the rail, and now she does, 1.25 lengths in front of Carolina Kitty. Backing off to settle in third is Angel Baby. Taking over fourth is the Sampson clan. She found a good early spot. Now closing the gap fifth is Broadway Sentiment. Hung on the outside and moving up in sixth is Fox Valley Madonna. Boneri's Bonfire 7, Tara Dancer 8, trailing but on the move, TV's Eyes. 30 and 4/5 for the opening quarter, and with a rush, Fox Valley Madonna now takes the lead, draws clear by 2, now by almost 3, now by 3. They've paced 3/8 of a mile, and Fox Valley Madonna scoots out to a 3-length advantage. Racing second, Sunbell Robbie. Carolina Kitty is third. Towards the inside and fourth, the Sampson clan. They raced by the half mile in 1 minute and 4/5. Around the far turn they race. Your leader by 1.25 lengths. Now they rate midway on the turn, And your leader by a length and a quarter is Fox Valley Madonna. Carolina Kitty back along the inside second. Sunbell Robbie on the inside third. Broadway Sentiment gains without cover on the outside fourth. Right behind her fifth is TV's Eyes. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Your leader, Fox Valley Madonna. Here comes Broadway Sentiment on the outside second. Carolina Kitty trapped on the rail third. TV's Eyes on the outside fourth. Looking for racing room between horses. Fifth is Sunbell Robbie. Final eighth of a mile. Broadway Sentiment gets the lead. On the outside, TV's Eyes looking for racing room. Carolina Kitty. Here comes Sunbell Robbie between horses. Your leader, Broadway Sentiment. Sunbell Robbie on the inside. Sunbell Robbie getting up. Broadway Sentiment second. Carolina Kitty third. 408.60. Sixth race rundown top down is 361. 297, 5, 4, and 8. Time for the mile. Here they come. Lagging the gate is Zanstra. They're off and pacing. Nobalisa left well for the lead, and between horses, Magic Trick left from the center of the track. St. Peter Miss, and I'm Convinced is 3 wide into the turn. St. Peter Miss dives over to the rail. I'm Convinced hustling up on the outside second. Nobalisa back to third. Magic Trick fourth. Night Skiing with the leaders fifth, and it's a 6-lane gap to find Wasted Energy, followed by Zanstra. Hey You is in eighth, and Perfect Jewel trails the field as they move on to the backstretch and pass the quarter in 30 seconds flat. Your leader by a length and a quarter, I'm Convinced. St. Peter Miss stalking her second by 2. In third position, Nobalisa, Magic Trick fourth. Night Skiing 2 lanes back fifth. It's a 4-lane gap to Wasted Energy sixth. Zanstra seventh. Another 2 back to Hey You, and still trailing the field, Perfect Jewel. She's 15 lanes from the leader. They approach the half-mile pole. I'm Convinced going along uncontested as she rolls by the half in 59-2. Around the far turn, I'm Convinced a length and a half. St. Peter Miss has had a golden trip tonight second. Nobalisa racing third. Here comes Night Skiing ranging up on the outside fourth. Towards the inside, saving ground fifth is Magic Trick. Zanstra now gains ground on the outside sixth, followed on the outside by Perfect Jewel seventh. They turn for home, and your leader, I'm Convinced. Racing in second is St. Peter Miss. Night Skiing gains on the outside third. Coming to the 3/16 pole, your leader still, I'm Convinced. St. Peter Miss out for the drive second. Night Skiing racing third with Nobalisa fourth. Here comes St. Peter Miss to put her head in front. I'm Convinced digs in along the inside second. Racing in third, Nobalisa. I'm Convinced still has the lead on the outside. St. Peter Miss hanging second. I'm Convinced in front. St. Peter Miss second, and Nobalisa will be third. Here they come. They're off and pacing, and Marrakesh out sharply for the lead without tears, left strongly, moving 3 wide into the first turn. Goes Incredible Success. Coming away fourth on the rail is Samco Pippin. Then it's a 2.5 lane gap to find Egyptian Mohawk fifth. Racing in sixth, Spicy Mohawk in seventh position. Do By Meself, Sugar Rev Rack is the early trailer. 8 pacers for tonight's 8th race here at Hawthorne. Move on to the backstretch and move by the quarter in a time of 29 1/5. Marrakesh leads. Her main pressure on the outside comes from Incredible Success. That's Incredible Success now taking the lead. Marrakesh making her work real hard for it. It's Incredible Success now clearing and diving over to the rail, a length and a half in front of Marrakesh, who's second, with the leaders third without tears. It's a 5-length gap to Samco Pippin racing in fourth. On the inside in fifth, Egyptian Mohawk. Spicy Mohawk is next, followed by Do By Meself, who's on the move from seventh. Trailing the field, Sugar Rev Brack, but now she's got a clear path on the rail, and as she moves up, halfway home in 57 and 3 in the final 3/8 of the mile, here comes Marrakesh. Marrakesh out on the outside to challenge Incredible Success for the lead. Here comes Samco Pippin ranging up on the outside third. Without Tears saves ground fourth. To the outside, Egyptian Mohawk fifth. Spicy Mohawk sixth. Do By Meself and Sugar Rev Rack. It's wide open in the final 3/16. Here comes Samco Pippin now to take the lead. Marrakesh losing ground in second. Incredible Success trying to fight back third. Egyptian Mohawk wants racing room fourth. Far outside, closing ground. Here comes the free-legged pacer, Do By Meself, 16th of a mile. But here comes Sugar Rev Rack. Danny Knox found the seam on the inside, and they move best of all. It's Sugar Rev Rack now getting the lead at the wire. Egyptian Mohawk second. Do By Meself on the outside was third. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Broadway Scotty, Rorty Van, and Fantastic Voyage drives out for the lead. June's Charger holds the inside, and they battle for the lead and position. Settling in fifth is Too Cheap to Buy. The Man I Love came away sixth, and the early trailer is Steady Stewart. They move on to the backstretch, and from the outside, Fantastic Voyage now sweeps up to take the lead a length and a half. Broadway Scotty back to second by the same margin. June's Charger is third. 2 lengths back to find Rorty Van racing in fourth. Another 2.5 back to Too Cheap to Buy fifth. The Man I Love sixth, trailing the field Steady Stewart. The quarter was timed in 29 and 4/5. Approaching the opening 3/8 of the mile, Ronnie Marsh has Fantastic Voyage up top a length and a half. Broadway Scotty racing second. There goes Too Cheap to Buy, now quickly moving up on the outside third. Right behind him is a strong The Man I Love fourth. Shuffled fifth on the rail, June's Charger. Third over on the outside, sixth is Steady Stewart. Rorty Van has been shuffled to last, and 6 lengths would cover the bunching field. Halfway home in 59 and 2, midway on the turn. On the inside, holding firm is Fantastic Voyage. Too Cheap to Buy now hanging on the outside second. Towards the inside, Broadway Scotty needs racing room third. The Man I Love's going to have to go 3 wide to be a factor. And right behind him is Steady Stewart. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Fantastic Voyage cuts the corner, drawing away by 3. Broadway Scotty moving through on the inside. Here comes The Man I Love now third. Too Cheap to Buy drops back fourth. To the outside fifth is Steady Stewart. The Man I Love now moving quickly. The Man I Love now takes the lead and says bye-bye. The Man I Love is just pulling away. Here comes June's Charger now into the second spot. 70 yards to come. The Man I Love is drifting out, but he's going to win it. He's got enough left to hold on to win by a length and a half. June's Charger second. Steady Stewart finished third. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Bo Nose racing out for the lead from the outside. There goes Turbo Sunrise. Moving through on the rail is Micah Bus. Turbo Sunrise accelerates and draws away to lead by a length and a half. Racing second, Micah Bus. Bo Nose Racing now settles in third. Racing fourth, Broadway Circuit. Wandering Close came away fifth with Noble Leader sixth. I'm Excited seventh. Parked on the outside and moving up in eighth is Casino Cash. Nice and Anxious is the early trailer. with a rush on the outside. There goes Broadway Circuit, and Broadway Circuit quickly opens up a 3-length lead. The quarter in a leisurely 31 3/5. Broadway Circuit leads by 4. Turbo Sunrise second by 2. Micah Bus Racing third. Closing the gap fourth is Bo Nose Racing on the outside, wandering close, looking for cover fifth. Towards the inside, Saving Ground sixth, Noble leader. Casino Cash on the outside seventh, and he's 7 lengths from the leader. Racing in eighth as I'm Excited, Nice and Anxious trails the field. They're halfway home in 1 3/5. Around the far turn, Broadway Circuit leads on the inside. Turbo Sunrise Racing second, gaining on the outside to be third. Here comes Micah Bus. Towards the inside, Racing in fourth. Midway on the turn, Bo Nose Racing. They've reached the top of the stretch. Broadway Circuit 1 1/4 length. Turbo Sunrise, no place to go, second. Micah Bus gains on the outside third. Along the inside, Bo Nose Racing wants Racing Room fourth. Around the turn, they're in the stretch, and Broadway Circuit leads by 2. On the outside, Micah Bus Closing Ground second. Far outside, here comes Wandering Close third. Turbo Sunrise long the inside, now fourth, now coming on third, now second. But your leader is Broadway Circuit. Turbo Sunrise out for the drive, and here he comes. Final 16th of a mile. Broadway Circuit, here comes Turbo Sunrise. Turbo Sunrise on the outside, getting up. Broadway Circuit second. Bo Nose Racing came on to be third. Tight for fourth to complete the superfecta.